making English easy for everyone.
Speak English with Jay and May.
Hey, English learners. Welcome back to Speak English with Jay and May, your cozy little place to build your English confidence. I'm May.
Hello, May, and hello, everyone. I'm Jay. How are you today, May?
I'm doing great, Jay. You know, this morning I was thinking about something really funny. I was late for a meeting, and I said to myself, if I had woken up earlier, I wouldn't be running right now. And then I thought, wait, that's exactly what we're talking about today.
Oh, wow, that's so relatable. So today we're talking about something that confuses so many English learners, right?
Yes, today we're finally going to make if I have, if I had, and if I had had crystal clear. No more confusion, no more guessing. We're going to make it feel natural.
I love that because honestly, May, every time I see if I had, my brain just stops. Like, had, two hads? Is that even real?
Yes, it's very real. And by the end of today, you're going to use it like a pro. I promise.
Okay, I trust you. But first, hey, real quick, if this podcast is helping your English, please subscribe, hit that like button, share it with a friend, and turn on notifications. We drop a new episode every single day, so you don't want to miss one.
That's right. Okay, Jay, let's start simple. Really simple. Imagine 3 doors.
Okay, 3 doors. I'm imagining it.
Door number 1 says, if I have. Door number 2 says, if I had. And door number 3 says, if I had had. Each door opens into a different time, a different situation.
Oh, that's such a cool way to think about it. So they're not the same door at all.
Exactly. They look similar, but they're completely different. And once you understand which door to open, English grammar becomes so much easier.
Okay, let's open door number 1. If I have. When do we use this?
So, if I have, this is for real situations, things that are possible, things that could actually happen. For example, if I have time, I will call you. That means maybe I will have time. It's possible. It could happen.
Oh, so it's like a real plan, like something that might actually happen.
Yes, it's real, it's possible. Present tense, real possibility. If I have money, I will buy a new phone. Maybe I will get money, maybe I won't, but it's possible.
Got it. So if I have is like standing at the door with the key in your hand. You might open it, you might not.
I love that. Yes, exactly. The key is in your hand. It's possible. Okay, now door number 2. This one is a little different.
If I had. Okay, this one scares me a little.
Don't be scared. So if I had, this is for imaginary situations, right now, things that are not true right now. For example, if I had $1 million, I would travel the world.
But you don't have $1 million right now.
I wish. No, I don't. That's the point. It's not real. It's a dream, a fantasy. Right now, in this moment, it's not true, but I'm imagining it.
Oh, so it's like daydreaming in English.
Perfect way to say it. Yes, daydreaming. If I had wings, I would fly to Paris. Do I have wings? No. Is it possible? Well, not really. So we use if I had.
You mean like the more impossible or unreal the situation, the more we use if I had?
Exactly right. And here's something important. With if I had, the result always uses would. If I had wings, I would fly. If I had more time, I would learn guitar. You always see would in the second part.
Right, so if I had plus would, those two always go together?
Always. They're best friends. Never separate them. If I had, I would. They're a team.
Okay, that's actually so easy to remember. They're a team. I like that.
And here's a fun story. One time, my friend texted me, if I had a car, I would drive you to the airport. And I said, but you have a car. And she said, oh, wait, I meant if I have a car that works. Mine is broken right now.
Oh no, so she used the wrong one?
She used the wrong door. She should have said, if I had a working car, I would drive you, because her car is broken, so it's an unreal situation right now.
Okay, I'm starting to get it. So door 1, real and possible. Door 2, unreal, right now, imaginary. And door 3,
Door 3, if I had had. And wait, here's the interesting part. This one travels back in time.
back in time. Wow, so it's like a time machine?
Yes, exactly like a time machine. If I had had is for the past, something that didn't happen in the past. And now you're looking back and saying, if only things were different back then.
So like regret, like when you feel bad about something that already happened?
Yes, regret or just imagining a different past. For example, if I had had more time, I would have studied harder. That means in the past, I didn't have enough time. I didn't study hard. And now I'm looking back.
You mean like the moment is already gone? I can't change it, but I'm imagining what if?
Exactly. If I had had enough sleep last night, I wouldn't have been so tired this morning. Last night is finished. I can't go back. But I'm imagining a different past.
Okay, so with if I had had, the result also changes, right? It's not just would, it's would have.
Yes, you got it. If I had had, comma, I would have, period. The whole sentence goes into the past. If I had had more money, I would have bought that house. Past dream, past regret, past imagination.
Wow, so all three are different times. If I have is now real, if I had is now unreal, and if I had had is past unreal.
Jay, that was perfect. Did you just summarize all three like a grammar teacher?
Maybe your teaching is just really good, May.
Okay, let's slow down and really feel the difference. I want you, listeners, to imagine this. You're sitting at a coffee shop. You see a beautiful cake, and you think three thoughts.
Ooh, I love this. 3 thoughts about cake. I'm already imagining it.
Thought 1. If I have enough money, I will buy that cake. You're checking your wallet right now. Maybe you have money, maybe you don't. It's possible.
Okay, real situation, right now, checking the wallet.
Thought 2. If I had a bigger stomach, I would eat the whole thing. But you don't have a bigger stomach. It's a funny imaginary idea. Right now, not real.
If only. We've all had that thought.
And thought 3, if I had had breakfast this morning, I wouldn't want this cake so much. But you didn't eat breakfast. That's the past. You can't change it. Now you're standing there, hungry, staring at the cake.
Oh no, that's so real. I've been that person, standing at the bakery regretting my morning choices.
We've all been that person. And that's the beauty of it. These three grammar forms are things we actually think and feel every single day.
Okay, but May, I want to make sure I really get if I had had. Because honestly, saying had out loud feels so weird, like my mouth doesn't know what to do.
I totally understand that. You know, when I first taught this, one of my students said, May, are you sure this is English? It sounds like a mistake.
Yes, that's exactly what it feels like.
But it's absolutely correct. Think of it this way. The first had is part of the grammar structure. It means we're in the past, unreal world. And the second had, that's the verb, the action.
Oh, so they're doing two different jobs?
Exactly, two different jobs. If I had had breakfast, the first had sets the time machine to the past. The second had is the actual action, having breakfast.
That actually makes so much sense. The first had is the time machine button. The second had is what happened inside the machine.
Yes, I'm using that explanation forever now. You're brilliant, Jay.
Okay, but let's practice more. Can we do some examples together?
Absolutely. Let's go fast. I'll say the beginning, you finish it. Ready?
Ready.
If I have time this weekend,
I will clean my room. Real situation. Possible.
perfect. If I had a superpower,
I would choose to be invisible. Imaginary, not real right now.
amazing. If I had had a map,
I would have found the place faster. Past, regret. I didn't have a map. Too late now.
Jay, you just nailed all three. I'm so proud of you right now.
Honestly, I feel like I actually understand this now, and I've been confused about this for so long.
And that's why we're here every day. This is where things change for you, when grammar stops feeling like rules and starts feeling like something alive.
Okay, May, one more thing I want to ask because I know listeners are wondering this too. What are the most common mistakes people make with these three?
Oh, great question. Okay, mistake number one, mixing up if I had and if I had had. People use if I had when they're actually talking about the past.
Like saying, if I had studied more when they mean last year, not right now?
Exactly. If you're talking about the past, something already finished, you need if I had had. If I had had more practice last year, I would have been better, not if I had more practice last year.
So the time matters. We have to feel the time first, then choose the grammar.
Yes, feel the time first. Is this happening now or is this already in the past?
What's mistake number two?
Forgetting would and would have. Some learners say, if I had wings, I fly to Paris. No, it has to be I would fly to Paris. The would is not optional, it's part of the team.
Right, had and would are best friends. You can't separate them.
And for the past version, if I had had, the result must be would have. I would have gone. I would have called. I would have bought it. You need that have in there.
Okay, so to be safe, if I had, I would. And if I had had, I would have. Those are the two safety patterns.
Those are your two safety nets. Memorize them as full patterns. Don't think about each word separately. Think about the whole pattern.
You know what this reminds me of? Learning to drive. At first, you think about every little thing, the gas, the brake, the mirror, the signal, but after a while, it all just flows naturally.
That is such a perfect analogy. Yes, right now you're learning each part, but soon, and I promise this, it will come naturally. You won't even think about it.
That makes me feel so much better. I think a lot of listeners feel overwhelmed when they see grammar rules, but it really does get easier.
It absolutely does. And you know what helps? Listening. Every time you hear a podcast like this, every time you hear natural English conversation, your brain is quietly learning, even when you don't realize it.
Wow. So even just listening to us every day is building your English brain?
Every single day. That's why we make this podcast daily. Little by little, day by day, your English grows. You won't believe what happens to your confidence after just a few weeks of daily listening.
Okay, I want to do one final thing before we close. Can we give listeners 3 sentences, one for each, that they can actually use in their real life?
I love this idea. Okay, sentence number 1. If I have time tonight, I will watch an English movie. Use this when you're making a real plan that might happen.
Real plan, tonight, possible. Got it.
Sentence number 2. If I had more confidence, I would speak English every day. Use this when you're talking about something you wish were true right now. Your confidence isn't where you want it yet, but you're dreaming about it.
Oh, that one is so real for English learners. I feel like so many people can relate to that one.
And sentence number 3, if I had had a good English teacher when I was young, I would have learned faster. Use this when you're thinking about the past, something that already happened or didn't happen, and you're imagining how things could have been different.
These 3 sentences are so useful. Listeners, please save these. Write them down, say them out loud, make them your own.
And here's a little challenge. Try to use all 3 today. In your journal, in a message to a friend, even just in your head. If I have, if I had, if I had had.
Practice is the only thing that makes it stick. Trust May on that one. She knows what she's talking about.
Okay, before we go, here's our question for you today. And we really want to hear from you in the comments.
Ooh, what's the question?
Tell us, if you had had the chance to learn English earlier in your life, what would you have done differently? Share your answer below. We read every single comment and we love hearing your stories.
Yes, drop it in the comments. We're waiting for you.
And if today's episode finally made if I have, if I had, if I had had click for you, please share it with a friend who's learning English. One share could change someone's learning journey forever.
Don't forget, subscribe, like, and turn on the notification bell. We're here every single day with a fresh new episode just for you.
Thank you so much for spending this time with us today. Keep listening, keep practicing, and remember, every day you learn something new, you become a little more confident.
And we'll be right here tomorrow with something new. See you then.
Bye for now, English learners. You're doing amazing. Keep going.